Welcome, folks. We are live here on another beautiful Wednesday afternoon. We have another awesome guest today to bring to you guys. Believe it or not, it's another drag racer. That's two so far we've had on this show. Our other being our friend Jonathan McElroy. We'll have to get him on here and get this new guy on here and see who's faster. Before we get to him, we're going to roll you a little bit of footage that he sent us. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hit the intro and then we're going to get into it. So without further ado, welcome to Wheelchair Wednesday. All right, folks, let's give it up for Mr. Chuck Carey. What is happening, sir?
What's going on?
Nothing much. Good to have you here on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Before we get started and we get into all these cool questions, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about yourself and your injury?
Chuck Carey. I was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy at the age of 7. Was in a wheelchair permanently by age of 10. Run a racing team. I got a badass 5.0 with the driver of mine. And we drag race.
Nice. Now I see you sent me this shirt. Now the front it says Carey Brothers Racing, and on the back, which I mean obviously I can't show because I'm wearing the thing, but it's super sweet. I mean the whole back is done. You got, what is it, War Machine is what you call it?
Yep, War Machine.
Nice. And that's, what year is that car?
2011.
2011 Mustang with a 5.0?
Yep, turbo.
With a turbo, single turbo.
Yep.
Nice. That's a badass car, man. I seen a couple of the videos you sent me, and are you guys doing YouTube videos at all or anything like that? Or
No, we're going to start doing it this year.
Nice. Yeah, for sure, man. Like I said, the only other guy I've ever seen is a paraplegic. He does driving. Is Jonathan McElroy. I don't know if you've seen his. He also has a Mustang.
Yeah. He drives. He does a lot of no prep.
Yeah. Yep. So what do you do? You're not a driver then? What do you do?
No, I'm not. I don't drive. My buddy Troy drives my car. I'm just the brains behind the operation and the money.
Oh, nice. So you pretty much put the pieces where they need to go, tell people what's going on and how it's going to happen. Yeah,
it's my car. I own it. Right now we're putting the motor back in as we speak. We just had it redone. We're shooting to go for it's called World Cup Finals in November, and we never ran it, and that's where the big guys are.
Right.
So that's the goal. Now, will we qualify for it? I don't know. But shooting for the stars.
Right, absolutely. And that's what you would call like a big tire car, right?
Oh, no, mine's small tire.
Oh, it's small tire, okay.
Yep.
All right, maybe just from where I was sitting, it just looked big. Plus, I don't know, I haven't seen too many videos. I've seen that one that you had and then the burnout one. So, I mean, yeah, it looks badass, though.
Yeah, my buddy Troy drives it. I knew him since elementary school.
Right.
So, a lot of people ask, he drives it. What do you get out of it? Well, hey, I get the excitement out of it. And at the end of the day, no one can say that my car wasn't bad. It's probably the baddest car in Maryland.
Nice. All the way from Maryland. Heck yeah. Well, welcome, man. It's good to have you. I'm going to give you another one of these. You're the first person to get 2 applauses. So let's talk about, normally we talk about the, like, people, because if they get an accident, spinal cord injury, like, what's that about? Now, yours is a little bit different. You got muscular dystrophy. Let's talk a little bit about that and, like, how old you were when it kind of set in and, like, what life was like before and then after.
Yeah, so, in the beginning, I was diagnosed when I was 7, but I was still walking but limping. And I played baseball, and at that age, I was real good at it.
Right.
Just, what I mean? I could, hit the ball, do all that. Like, I was good. I was actually pretty good playing baseball. And then, just the problem is you can hit the ball, but you can't run that fast and limp to the base.
Right.
You're getting out,
Mm-hmm.
So things like that, and that was about it. After that, just, people will say, I run a normal life. Like people look at me and say, he don't belong in a wheelchair just by looking at me. It's crazy. Like
Right.
when I go like on vacation or to the beach or something, you know, people stop because they don't know, and they're like, "Hey, man, you can't have this scooter in here." And I'm like, "What do you mean? I need this." Yeah, and like some people act like you're playing.
Yeah, because you don't have a normal like a wheelchair, power
Well, yeah,
wheelchair. You use like
well, yeah,
a.
yeah. No, I have a power chair like for the house,
Oh,
like
okay.
the yeah, like
I
kind
seen
of
in the
goes
video
up
or
and
the
down.
picture that you sent me. I think it was the one that we used for the promo pic. You were in like kind of like a little.
Yeah, scooter.
Yeah, yeah, like kind of
Yeah,
what my grandpa used to have, like with the little four
yeah,
wheels and the handles and stuff. Yep.
yeah. But my life after normal life still. My brother and sister, and everything I did, he did.
Right.
He's a little younger than me, but you know everywhere we were together all the time.
How old
So
are
it
you
was all
now?
norm. 33.
Okay.
So we were always together, doing normal stuff. And with my driver Troy, they go to we would ride. They would ride their bikes everywhere and just hold onto the wheelchair and drive all over the streets. You know what I mean?
You'd
So
be the guy pulling them along, huh?
yeah. So we would do things like I went through 2 or 3 wheelchairs through the company because I broke them in halves.
Oh gosh.
Because I was going. They were doing bike ramps, and I was right behind them.
You're like, I'm going. Let's go. Let's see what this
I'm
baby
going
can
with you,
do. Pump it up.
right? And just from going through the woods and stuff, I destroyed them.
Right. Man.
So normal, pretty normal.
Normal
Like
childhood.
just a little, obstacles. You need someone to move you. Things like that. Like don't get me wrong. We went to, I had my high school thing. We went to parties everywhere I was. He was carrying me on his back.
Right.
Sitting here, everybody move out the way. They knew what was up when I came. You know,
Nice.
it wasn't really. Some people have bad stuff. Like people doing this and people doing that, but not really for
Right.
me. You know.
Well, this next question I usually ask people, like I said, with spinal cord injuries. But it's, I don't know, with you, it might be a little different. The question is, would you walk if you could? Now, that's not just like, would you walk right now and just be like, yeah, I'm fine. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take everything I got. What it means is like, if you could, like, at that age of 7, you know what I mean? If you could just cured and be good and walk, and then you live a different life, would you rather do that, or would you rather live the life you're living now?
No, because I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Right.
If that's the case, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. And yeah, like some of my parents say, might sound bad, but in a good way, God did the right thing to me.
Yeah, it's funny how he works, you know.
It is. It's the truth. You never know. I could be somewhere else. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of people I've heard that we've talked to that, you know, they've either said a prayer. I'm one of the guys where I said a prayer and something happened to me, and now here I am. So it's like, well, don't say he don't have a sense of humor, but also he kind of puts you where you need to be if you let him. You know what I mean? If you open yourself up and you let. I mean, I don't want it just to be a religious thing, but you know what I mean. Us that
I
believe,
know
it's
what you
like
mean. Yeah, right.
it's crazy how it works.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, it's you are where you are for a reason, and I think that, like, you know, like you said, what we're doing, what you do now, and what we do here, hopefully, is going to help somebody in the future.
Right.
That's the goal. All right, that was good. On to number 3, dating/married. How do you find it? You know, while having to live your life like in a wheelchair.
I'm done with that life.
He says I'm done with it. Get it out of here. You tried? Have you been married or anything yet?
Not married. Had girlfriends. I had plenty of them.
Mm-hmm.
But
No
hey, at
kids
the
or
end of the
nothing.
day, That's why I bought my car in 2011 because she can't leave. She already can get traded.
You know what? I hear that so many times. Guys are like, you know what? That car will go wherever I want, when I want it to. You know what I mean? Like, tell me what it needs, and like never talks
Yeah.
back. And I'm just like, man, yeah, but
Now, hey,
man,
now if it presents itself, you know what I mean. I'm not gonna go out there and look, but if it presents itself, not being single and finding someone, that's
yeah.
cool. But I ain't. That's not what I'm out for right now.
Right, for sure, absolutely. I mean, you gotta want to have it. You know what I mean? It's like you
Yeah.
got to be ready for it, and you gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta love yourself before anybody can love you. We're gonna be talking about that later. I got a live with my buddy. We're gonna try to hook him up with some new
Yeah, I
love.
saw that. I saw that.
Yep,
That's
Rick
funny.
and Nick,
I saw
man,
that.
Rick and Nick live. We're gonna be finding him some love. It's gonna be fun. All right. So what next question would be, what is your like biggest pet peeves about being like in a wheelchair, having to, you know what I mean, scoot around? Like, do you have any things that just really irk you about being in a wheelchair or society or anything like that?
Uh, Sometimes, like when I'm out and about, people are always in your way. But I came to the point that if they're in the way, I just run them over.
Right. I usually give excuse me, and then if they don't
Yeah,
hear the
yeah, they
excuse
don't.
me, then I'll hit my beep beep button or whatever, and then if they don't do that, then I'm literally nudging them with my feet. I'm like, excuse me, gotta get through. Do
Mm,
you see me here? Once they see it, they're like, oh sure, go ahead. Sorry.
right, but sometimes, but that's what I'm saying. But when I'm like I said, like when I'm out on out on vacation or at the beach or something, and you're saying it, and then you're like, excuse me, but you get that one asshole that turns around and goes, "What are you doing over here? You shouldn't be playing in that scooter." And look
Right.
at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, it's man, you get some people that just you wonder how they made it this far in life. You know what I mean? You're like, how did you
Yep.
not walk off like a short bridge or nothing? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, sometimes it's like I've learned a lot of patience since I've been in my my situation. You
Yeah.
kind of learn to have patience because if you don't have patience, oh man, stuff can get bad real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta sit there and think about it and then just let it go. Otherwise, you
Yeah.
can just, like you said, run them over and break their ankles. That's fun too. Because my foot plates are super hard. This
Yeah, they hurt.
wheelchair will
Hey,
run. Yeah.
they hurt. You catch somebody in the back of their leg.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can run right through somebody. You can hurt somebody bad, man. I'm telling you. This will take a foot right off. What is something that you wish you can do that you no longer can do?
Drive the race car. I wish I could have drive it. If I could drive it, you know,
That'd be sweet.
you
What
know.
kind of prevents you? It's kind of like just your
So muscular dystrophy it takes over most of your muscles. It makes them weak.
right.
So
So even with hand controls, you wouldn't be able to.
no, so I had my license. I went through all these classes in maybe 2007 or six, and went through all this crazy stuff and had to go down to the city and learn how to drive with hand controls. And I'm talking about like video game hand controls.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you ever saw them, it's like a little box with a steering wheel
Yep.
that you drive with one hand, and the other hand has like the wheelchair, forward for gas, back for brake. Well, I did all that, and the state said, "Oh, you do that, we'll get you a van, and we'll help them do this and do that." They didn't think I was going to go through with it,
Mm-hmm.
so I went through with it, got the license, did the test, passed all that, and then I had them for 2 years, and they were working on something. You got to be on the list, you got to do this. So we did the list and all that, and then 2 years later, they sent me a thing that says you got to take these classes again.
Oh
Does
hell
the,
no.
does regular people have to take them classes every
Right.
year to get their license? So that's when I just told them, screw it, take them. I don't want them because you're all ain't doing nothing anyway. So
Yeah, man, it's driving is it's kind of iffy for certain people, but for me, like I didn't want to do it at first. I didn't give a shit about it. You know what I mean? I'm
yeah,
like, I don't even care about being in a car. At this point, I
yeah,
flipped over in a truck. You know what I mean? But I didn't really remember much. But once I started like being like, okay, let's go. They put me on the video game stuff. I did that. Um, that was pretty much simple. It was like, I mean, I played video games, so it's like that stuff is
yeah,
fun. But once you get on there and you start doing the hand controls and stuff, I mean, it's sketchy till you get used to it. But then, like, having to do it every year, that's kind of a pain in the ass. I have to do
Yeah.
it this year. I think I don't have to do testing, but I have to go back and renew my stuff like every year for my
Yeah.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep. Yep. I hear you there. Next question is, what is, like, you have any pain that you have to deal with? What's your pain level?
Yeah, I go through, that's why, you do stretches and stuff like that, back and stuff. But, pain level, just day to day, normal stuff. I don't
Right.
know.
Right.
Just,
Nothing like nerve pain or nothing like that.
nah, no nerve pain, nothing like that. No.
What is the thing that helped you the most? Like, after you kind of realize, like, oh man, this is it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna have to be in these chairs and no more walking, no more playing baseball. Like, what helped you the most after that? After all that?
Mm. I'm just playing video games, really. I play a lot of video games and the car scene.
Right.
That's
Being around the
that's
car
what,
people and
yeah. Because some of most people that are out there, they don't treat you any different. But some people, they treat you like, oh well, he's just the money behind it. He's a nobody, and a
right,
lot of people are like that out there.
right,
That's why a lot of people, they always complain about my driver because they're the ones that want to drive the car. There's a reason why he drives it, and that's because I trust him.
How
You
long have
know,
you known him?
since elementary school.
One of your buddies. Yep. Nice.
Yeah, he was my brother's best friend. Matter of fact,
And
my brother's
he's
younger
still
than me.
racing with you and stuff. He still does your racing.
Yeah,
I mean, hell, it looks like he knows how to control the damn thing. So what's wrong? You know what I mean? What's the matter with him?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Everybody
Hey,
else probably just wants
everybody,
the.
everybody can do it better, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, I can hear that all the time through anything you go through in life. It's like, oh, who did that for you? Oh, I could have done. I could have did this, or I could have. It's like, shut up,
Yeah,
man.
that's right.
Yep. What? No. So we've been talking about this, but like, what was your hobbies before we talked about baseball and stuff like that? Do you do like, obviously not baseball, but do you like, what's your hobbies besides racing? Do you have anything you do besides that? You said video
Uh,
games.
yeah, video games, and I follow a lot of football, like the Ravens and all that,
Right.
and then you know just regular stuff. Like we play fantasy football every year. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, just
I played that
not
1 year on an app, and it does get pretty fun. Like, you got to get into it,
well.
and it's like you got to, yeah, it's
Yeah, so
crazy.
we get about 10 people in, and everybody puts in $100, and it gets competitive. I'm a two-time champion because
Oh,
I ain't
look
got
at you
nothing
over here,
but because I ain't got
2 time
nothing
mother
but time.
champion over here.
Yeah, because I got nothing but time, to
Right,
do scouting. You know what I mean? Basically,
right.
who's doing this and who's doing that.
Nice. What type of games do you play? What console you got?
Xbox Series X.
Nice. That's what I got.
So
That's what I run.
yeah, so I play Call of Duty, Warzone, ranked, Madden,
Have you
just
tried
about
that?
anything.
Have you tried that Hell Let Loose game, which is a World War II game for Xbox Series X?
No,
Oh
no, not
man,
yet.
that is awesome. I've been playing that right now, actually.
Yeah,
Um.
my buddy's been trying to get me to buy Diablo.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's more of an RPG.
Yeah,
I mean, I've heard the people, if you're into that, like that's the whip. But I've never really been into the
me
kind of,
neither.
because
Me
it's like
neither.
turn-based games, I
Yeah,
think, or something like that. I don't know. It's not my
yeah.
forte. Um, Last thing about games, Forza Motorsport's coming out with a brand new Forza Motorsport here at the end of the year. I think around fall time.
Yep, yep.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
I think we should all get on there, and then I can race you and Jonathan McElroy.
There we go.
I'm gonna make a car of yours now. I got to. I made one of his. Now I'm gonna make one of yours. Um. All right. So, what about travel? Do you like traveling? Obviously, you race. How far do you travel for races and stuff?
Uh, Farther we traveled so far, is probably an hour or two away, maybe if that. You
Do you ever
know.
go on vacation or anything, like jump on planes or?
Yeah, well, yeah, we go on vacation, but that, getting on planes is another thing.
Yeah, I haven't done it. I don't want to do it. I have no intentions on doing it.
Yeah, it's not too bad, in the I was so hectic, the first time, but then once you go the first time, it's like, it's easy. Because, back, I didn't know that, the airplanes, the front rows, they're big enough that someone can transfer,
Mm-hmm.
And you know how small airplanes are,
Yeah, I heard they're gonna start doing, which I don't know why the hell this is just now happening. This should have been done back in like early 2000s, but they're gonna be actually having spots for people on the plane. When you pull in, they can just fold the seat in, and you can scoot your power chair right up to it and
Yeah,
lock it in there.
yeah, that should have been there years ago. I've been saying something about that. That should have been done. Make
Yeah,
it would make more handicapped travelers, make it easier.
right. Amanda
Period.
Cahill said until they wrecked your chair wheels.
Yeah,
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 they
yeah. That's what we're talking about. A lot of people. I don't know how many people I've talked to that's like, man, they completely demolished their chair. Or like I watch. Who is it? What's the first one I've seen? Which was Squirmy and Grubs. You ever seen Squirmy and Grubs on YouTube?
uh, no, no.
Shane. I forget his last name. Burkaw. I think he has. I don't know if it's muscular dystrophy or if it's ADS or something like that. Or I don't know. I forget what it is, but like he has to use a wheelchair and it's like a power chair. And dude, they messed his up, like completely broke it. He couldn't like go
Yeah,
anywhere. They had
they
to. It
yeah
was horrible.
they destroyed the spokes on mine, but we went down and talked to them, and they took care of it. Hey, if
Yeah.
they're willing to take care of it, that's fine. Me, you won't hear me complain.
Yep, and I think that's they should be reliable. But then again, you got to wait for that stuff. You know what I mean? Like you're on vacation
Yeah.
and they're wrecking your stuff.
Well, it was lucky that it was on the way home.
Right.
It
Appreciate
didn't
that,
go
Troy. Thanks for
to.
that. Like this fly is just like bothering the crap right out of me. You got all this square footage and you're
Mm.
messing with me. Sorry. He's probably trying to escape the smoke outside. Canada's on fire and we're right below it. So I guess. Well, actually, let's talk about fitness. What do you do for fitness? Do you do any kind of like TheraBands or anything like that?
No, no, no fitness. Like they say, if you if you do fitness stuff, it ain't gonna bring the muscle back. So there's really, no sense
Was
even working
muscular
on it.
dystrophy, right?
Yeah,
Right. See, because I've never
yeah.
really talked to somebody, that had muscular dystrophy, so I'm not really sure of like the regiments or what
Well,
it's supposed
see,
to do. Or
if you not to be rude, but if you look at somebody that has a muscular dystrophy and then look at me, that's different. For some reason, I'm the lucky one because the doctor I go to is John Hopkins, and everybody that has muscular dystrophy goes to this guy.
right,
Well, he
I've
ain't
heard
never
that name
saw
a
any.
lot.
He ain't seen nothing like this. So everybody else that's in my circumstance, their arms are turned in, their legs are turned in, they're
Yeah,
bony. They're not their
that's what that
their
Shane
neck
dude is. Yeah,
their neck side, like, I'm not being rude, but like their neck's a little sideways, like their bones are messed up. I'm not. I look just like a normal person. It's just the way I don't know how to explain it, but it's different.
I did have to look at your picture. Like when I seen you on that little chair thing, next to the car, I was like kind of looking at. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, he looks like he's driving that thing okay. Like, and you kind of have to like look double take. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like not to be rude, but just to be
Yeah.
like,
Right. Right.
you're
You
right
you
though. It
have
is kind
to.
of like, well, what is wrong? You know what I mean? Like I don't understand. But
Yeah, because like their bones are all deformed, and their backs and all. And
right,
when I go to the doctor, my back's straight as an arrow.
right.
So I'm the only. He ain't saw
And you ain't
nobody
got to
but
deal with no
me.
pain or moving all crazy or having to sit in a
Right.
special seat or
Right. So he hadn't saw nothing crazy with me. Like everybody else. So
right.
I'm one out of a million that you'll see like this.
Man, you got lucky.
Yep.
A lot of people. That's what I tell a lot of people. When they come up to me and they're all like, "Oh man, and I'm like, you know what? The way I look at it is any day above ground's a good day. And a lot of people have it a lot worse than I do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it could always be worse. So,
Yeah. Good.
yep.
Good.
Well, I appreciate it. I have one question left for you. What advice would you give to somebody who is, what I have worded on here is like newly injured, but somebody who's like, just figured out like, oh man, now I'm never going to be able to do this again or walk again, or now I got to use this wheelchair. What would you give those people advice? Like, what kind of advice?
None. I would tell them never give up. And
Mm-hmm.
it's hey, that's how it is. See, I got it on my arm.
Oh, nice. Yep.
You know, and that's the only thing you can do. Keep on rolling. What you got
Keep
to
on
do,
rolling.
keep it. That's right. If you don't, then that's it. You just bring it down.
Right. Yeah, I wish I had the rights
You
to
know.
Bun B's Keep On Pushing, because we would end it with that, and that would be perfect. Just
Yeah.
keep on pushing.
But you know,
Mm-hmm.
my life ain't boring at all. You know,
Right.
I got 5 nieces and nephews. You know,
I think your life can be as exciting as you want it to be. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You
you know what
just
I mean.
got to make it that way and just wake up
Yeah,
every
but
day and want it.
hey, got 5 nieces and nephews. One of them's going to be a race car driver.
There
Just
you
don't
go.
know what one yet.
Oh, man. I'm sure one of them will tick on here soon.
Yeah, one of them.
You just got to
One of
watch
them.
out for whatever one's hanging around the car the most.
Yeah, probably one of the girls. If I had to guess.
You never know. I've watched a lot of girls racing now, man. They're coming up there. I mean, you had Danica Patrick, I think, was one of the first ones, right?
Yeah,
And now you got who's number 13 that drives a monster truck? I forget. Haley Deegan.
yeah,
She's out
yeah,
there. Yep. There's a
yeah,
few of them. I watch the drag racers. You got I can't even think of her name now, but yeah, there's a couple of them now. Street Outlaw girls.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely a thing. Well, I appreciate it, Chuck. Is there anything else you'd like to leave out with everybody? Anything you want to tell everybody?
So if you want to support the car, reach out to me. I'll give you some shirts. I'm selling shirts to help the car.
Yep.
You know, sent you one. If anybody wants one, just reach out and they can place their order because I'm getting ready to put another order in for new ones. So
All right. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll
anything
put the
really.
link on there too for you. So if you got a link, just let me know, or I'll just, you know what I mean, they can tag you or hit you up or message you.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do that link. Some people they put on their Facebook. There's like a little store they can pre-order, but I haven't figured
Yeah.
that out yet.
Yep. I figured out for some reason when I set up the Wheelchair Rick page, I set it up as a business page or something. So now I have like business meta for my Wheelchair Rick, and I'm like, wait, I'm just a video creator. Like, do I have to use this now and start selling stuff? Like, I'll sell shirts and stuff, I guess, but I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll figure it out. It's working so far. People are watching. People are tuning in, and we appreciate it. Anybody in the future that wants to do this, if you want to jump on here and tell your story, answer some questions, send me a message. Put it in the comments. Let me know. But besides that, Chuck, I appreciate your time and coming through, bud.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to see the future and see what the future holds for you, and we're gonna keep you in the loop. You know what I mean? So, stay with us. We'll stay with you on Facebook if we see anything new, or we might bring you back in 6 months from now and talk to you, see how you're doing.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, thanks again for coming on. Everybody else, thanks for tuning in. Chuck, stay with me. Everybody else, appreciate you watching. If you like this, check out some of the other videos on there. Maybe you'll see something you like. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Appreciate it. For Wheelchair Wednesday, I'm Rick. Wheelchair Rick, I should say. Killing flies. And
Good for me.